Hello everyone. How are you all guys? Hope you are good and doing well. And welcome to the Celebrity Aura. In this video we are going to discuss about the Taylor Swift podcast power new heights boosts its audience. In the world of sports and entertainment, podcasts have ever become more than just casual conversations. They are now cultural hubs and places where fans celebrate celebrities and the athletes converge to share the stories, opinions, and behind the scenes insights. One podcast that has skyrocketed in popularity over the past year is New Heights, hosted by NFL star and brothers Travis and Jason Kelsey. What was one niche program for the football fans and how now evolved into a global platform thanks to smart storytelling, candid banter, and a very special guest appearance by none other than the Taylor Swift. New Heights have become one of the most talked podcasts in 2025. When New Heights first launched in 2022, its appeal was straightforward. Two NFL brothers, Travis of the Kansas City Chiefs and Jason of the Philadelphia Eagles, chatting about the league, their careers, and the life outside of the stadium. Listeners turned in for the humor, authenticity, and inside perspective. But as the show grew, so did its scope. Discussions ranged from the playoff predictions to family stories, mental health, and the pop culture moments. By 2024, New Heights and already developed a strong following among the sports fans. However, the show's defining turning point came when the Travis Kelce relationship with the Taylor Swift became public. Certainly, the podcast was not just about the football, it was about one of the biggest pop stars in the world crossing into the NFL universe. Fans who had never followed football began listening, eager to hear Travis' perspective, anecdotes, and playful remarks about his now fiancée. The most powerful boost to new hires arrived in the mid 2025 when Taylor Swift herself appeared on the show. Her guest appearance was part personal and part professional. She spoke candidly about her upcoming album, The Life of a Showgirl, shared anecdotes about her creative posts and processes, and playfully joked with both Travis and Jason. The episode instantly broke records. Within 24 hours, it became the most watched podcast premiere of the year, generating a six-fold increase in monthly download compared to the show's usual traffic. Social media buzz amplified the reach as clips circulated across the TikTok, Instagram, and X formerly Twitter, where Swifties dissected every detail, from her choice of words to subtitle hints about her upcoming music. The impact is now being called the Taylor Swift effect, just as she has boosted NFL viewership since dating Travis. She managed to bring an entirely new demographic to the podcasting world. Industry analysts note that many first time podcast listeners turned in for her episode, and significant portion have stuck around to keep listening. This crossover between sports and music fandom have been mutually beneficial. For New Heights, the swift connection between the broadened its audience for the beyond its football roots. For Taylor, it offered a platform to announce and tease her 12th studio album in the setting that felt intimate and playful. Fans loved hearing her unfiltered banter with Travis, adding to the sense that she is approachable and authentic even at the peak of the global stardom. Meanwhile, the NFL has also quietly benefited. Travis Kelce podcast has become the secondary promotional tool for the league. When he and Jason analyze games, share behind the scenes stories, or debate rule changes, millions of the new listeners, many of them Swifties, are now engaging with the football content they might never have encountered otherwise. The fans' reactions was immediate, explosive. Swifties flooded Reddit forums, Spotify charts, and Apple Podcast reviewers with glowing feedback. Some listeners admitted it was their very first time subscribing to a podcast. Others praised the relaxed, unscripted tone that made Taylor feel like she was just hanging out in the living room with the fans. Clips from the outside episode generated millions of the views on the TikTok, particularly a moment when Jason jokingly asked Taylor to explain football terms in her own words. Swifties loved her witty responses, while football fans were impressed by her quickly humor. The merging of two passionate fan bases have been one of the most unique cultural crossovers in the recent years, showing the power of the podcasting as a medium to unite seemingly different worlds. Podcasting experts are already citing new heights as a case study in how celebrity involvement can supercharge shows' trajectory. According to the Pod News, the Kelsey Brothers show jumped onto the top five most listened to the podcast in the United States following the Taylor's appearance, with the international growth spiking in markets like the UK, Brazil, Japan region where her freedom fandom is especially strong. Analysts predict that new heights could soon rival long established giants like the Joy Rogan experience and call her daddy, not because of the controversy or shock value, but about because it balances on authenticity, humor, and the cultural relevance. With Taylor Swift's influence still reverberating, the Kelsey brothers are now faced with the challenge of maintaining the momentum. Fortunately, they seem well positioned. Travis remains a central figure in the NFL, while Jason has transitioned into the broadcasting following his retirement, giving the due new perspective to the shares. Rumors suggest future episodes may feature and celebrities guests including athletes, musicians, and perhaps more appearances by the Taylor herself. Fans are also speculating whether the couple's wedding will be discussed or even the podcast about in the future. If that is happen, it could easily break records again bleeding personal milestones with the cultural fascination. The new heights is a proof that podcasts are no longer nature entertainment. They are powerful culture tools. What began as two brothers chatting about the football and had become multi-million listener phenomenon thanks to the unique blend authenticity, humor, and a star power. Taylor Swift guest appearances was the tipping point, propelling and the show into a new stratosphere and demonstrating the massive influence of the crossover audiences. Guys, if you find this video as entertainment and enjoyment, then you have to subscribe my channel and like the video. I'm wishing you a very good time ahead and signing off.